Okay, just to review. So this is a line, 10 taps, 3 passes, overlapping by half of implement. This is a single row. This is 5 rows. So I did 10 taps all the way through, overlap by half an implement, 10 taps all the way through, all the way to the end. And then I did 3 passes of 10 taps. So this is solid shading. Now this is gradient shading, which means that there is more saturation at one point than the other. This can be achieved a couple of ways. The most, like what's considered the most traditional and correct way, is to do it with the amount of saturation. You can do it with saturation of your pigment by how much pigment you put in your skin. Like so 10 taps, 30 taps, 20 taps, 10 taps, for instance. So down here, I did a full row, just like I did here. Full little brick of 10 taps, but I only did 1 pass. So my light color is evenly established. And then towards the end where I wanted it to be darker, I did 35 taps. Well, let's just say 30 to make it easy. 30 taps here, and then I wiped it. And then I overlapped and I did like 27. Then I overlapped and I did 25. And then I overlapped and did like 15, 10, 5, 2. So I'm hoping that is making sense. So to make this part darker, I did 30 taps. Just this whole row. 30 taps, 30 taps, 30 taps, 30 taps, 30 taps. Then overlapped by half an implement, 27 taps, for instance. 25 taps. 20 taps. 15 taps. 10 taps. 5 taps. 3 taps. 2 taps. So we built a gradient by the amount of pigment in the skin. Now I did this one the opposite direction. I still did my full pass, my whole square at 10 taps all the way through to establish my lightest color. Okay? And then I did 30 taps here and then brought it up and I did 25 taps here, 15 taps here, 10 taps here, 5 taps here, 2 taps here. So that it's darker here. You can imagine like this being the bottom of the brow. We're making this nice and polished. And then, you know, I built my gradient up this way so the top of my brow would be nice and soft. You can also look at that from another direction. I know we're not talking about lips, but just for the sake of it, you know, you could have your lip line, which would be, you know, 30 taps. And then you could start to shade down 25, 20, etc. to do a blended lip liner. So that is how you do a basic gradient with a single needle configuration. Now I want you to practice this on with each needle that you have.